Hey guys, I am going to do a studio vlog today. I'm going to be showing you some tidbits and snippets of one of the songs that I'm working on for Notes from the Archive. I'm going to start just by showing you what my studio setup looks like. I know I talk a lot about having a studio in my kitchen, so now you get to see it. So here it is in all of its glory. Computer setup, and then I've got my little microphone area, and then the tripod. So I'm gonna be moving here really shortly. So when I do move, I think we're gonna go for like a more elaborate setup in the next place. Maybe have like its own special area. Definitely not big enough to have its own room yet, but just something a little bit more separate from my kitchen, and maybe its own dedicated area. I don't know, we have to figure it out. Just made me lightheaded. So the song that we're currently working on is called Emotionally Available to Everyone But Me. I am about to record the bridge. So typically I record my songs in sections. I don't know if that's the standard way that people do things, but I typically will, record the verse and then stop and then come back to it later, record the chorus or the pre-chorus or whatever. So I've got the majority of the song already recorded, or at least the bits and pieces of it, and now I'm gonna record the bridge. Also don't know who else does this, but I can't record without having like a bit of my ear out of one of the headphones because it messes me up. If anybody has any tips or tricks on how to record either with your voice actively, like where you can hear your voice while you're singing, if anybody knows how to actually sing and not lose your mind while doing that, please let me know. Thanks. Okay. La, la, la. I'm gonna try to turn it up a little bit because a lot of it's been sounding really quiet. Maybe I was convenient, just along for the ride. Maybe you like being wanted without choosing a side. You say that love scares you, but I think that's just too real. 'Cause you never flinch when it's someone else's feelings to feel. We're gonna have to redo that take. My favorite thing is when I record an entire take and forget to press record. So now we have to do this part again. And I really like that last take, so that's great. Maybe I was convenient, just along for the ride. Maybe you like being wanted without choosing a side. You say that love scares you, but I think it's just too real. 'Cause you never flinch when it's someone else's feelings to feel. Might have been better, actually. So let's do a quick playback. Maybe I was convenient, just along for the ride. And maybe you like being wanted choosing a side. You say that love scares you, but I think that's just too real. Because you never flinch when it's someone else's feelings to feel. We can work with that. We can work with that. So that's all you're getting of that song. But I do want to show you guys at least a little bit of a snippet from some of the other songs that I've already recorded from this album. I think this was the last one that I did. Hunchback. Tired of the seminar, you say all the right things clearly. Still expect a prize from afar. Your God is formidable. Alright, that's it. That's all you get. So that song's called Performative. Technically, I guess essentially it's about all the lovely men that I keep coming across lately in the dating world who like to call themselves feminists and like to talk a big game about it. But then at the end of the day, it's really just all performative, and they treat women about as shitty as everybody else does. So I definitely stemming from a recent relationship that I was in. I wrote it as a means of kind of blowing off steam, and I actually really like how it turned out. So if you guys are new here, welcome. I'm in the midst of producing and recording my next album. It's going to be a full-length album. There's 10 songs with an 11th bonus song. I don't have a release date yet. I just keep telling everyone it's going to be soon. I have a lot going on in my life right now, so I'm really just, recording whenever I can and working on things when I get the chance to. But overall, if you've been here from the beginning of time, I produced and recorded my own EP over the span of the last, 3-4 months of the year in 2025. It's kind of like a roller coaster of emotions on that EP, because I think some of the songs are a little bit more soft. And then others are just kind of, I don't know, I don't really think it has a good theme to it. But I wrote these songs when I was in a new relationship that had just kind of I was really happy and I was really excited about it and excited to see where things were going to go. And in all of that, it kind of motivated me or just inspired me. And so for the first time since I think high school even, I started to write songs again, and then kind of have been teaching myself how to mix and produce music as well. So the EP is kind of like the experimental journey of diving into all of that. I think it has more of a hesitant and softer, maybe sadder side of me. I started working on this new album. In fact, I wrote a good amount of the songs about a week after that relationship that had initially inspired me ended. And so a lot of this album is kind of really me hashing it out with a lot of the frustrations and anger that I've had kind of trying to go through the dating world right now. I know I'm not speaking to an empty room, so I think a lot of people are going to be able to really relate to it. But I also think if you go from listening to the EP to listening to some of these songs on the new album, you can really see my growth as a person, albeit some of these are a little petty, but whatever. But you can see kind of my growth as a person, but also my growth as a writer, my growth in mixing, my growth in producing. The sound quality you can just tell the difference between the beginning of time and where we are now. And what's exciting to me is that I'm really I can't wait to see how much more I'm going to grow over the next year and be able to look back at that then. So I'll stop explaining what you already know. I can't keep teaching you how to feel what you won't show everyone but me. Oh. I'll stop explaining. No, I hate it. I hate it. Ugh. Nope, 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 nope. Please delete it. Was awful. I don't progress. I want a cookie. Right, okay, let's eat. Why doesn't anybody tell me that I sit so hunchback? Like, this feels weird. Let's recap. Okay, so today I have showed you what my kitchen studio looks like. I've showed you snippets of 2 songs on my upcoming album. You have watched me go a little bit insane. Producing and recording and writing and all of that stuff can be really, really frustrating sometimes. And so I think it's also important to kind of show that side of things. So you get a little bit of that. But yeah, I tend to do most of my recording and music stuff on Thursdays. So this is just one day of many Thursdays. This is what my life looks like. As I've mentioned a million times throughout this video, my new album, Notes from the Archive, is coming out soon. We do not have a date yet, so it's TBD until further notice. But I'm really excited about it, and I think you're really gonna like it, and I think it's a whole new chapter of Cooper May, and I'm really excited to have you guys follow along for that and enjoy this roller coaster of a ride that you're probably riding about the same time I am, because I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay. Anyway, if you made it this far, thank you for watching me ramble and act a fool for a while now here. If you haven't already, I encourage you to subscribe. I am gonna make it a point to try to post more things like this in the future, more acoustic live videos, things like that. So I think that if you're interested or if you like my music, it would be cool for you to follow along. Anyway, everybody have a great night. I'm gonna eat dinner now before I get hangry.